Hi, I'm Pat Baer, and this is Pat Baer's Anime Club. It's my ongoing video series where every other Monday I put up a new episode taking a look at something from the world of anime that I want to chat with you about. It could be a deep dive into a show from the new season, or it could be an explanation about some obscure thing that I just can't stop talking about. In this particular episode, and you know this from the title, but we'll look at it anyway, it's my most rewatched shows. Now, I've done a video not too long ago, it was the end of last year, about shows that I never revisit. For whatever reason, a variety, shows that I'm like, it's really good, but I just can't see a world where I'm going to watch that again. That's not the case with these, and actually I have 6 of them to chat with you about, and some of them are pretty obvious. Some are shows I've talked about on this channel before, on this very series, but let's be real, I've done a lot of episodes here, and if I don't get to keep talking about the shows I like, I'm going to run out of things to talk about. So we'll talk about a few that I've certainly mentioned before, like this first one. Yeah, that's right, Flying Witch. I'm going to talk about Flying Witch. Now, I should just say before we get into specific examples here, just kind of overall, I'll say that there are shows that I come back to all the time because they are comfort anime. And there are a few here. There are also some that are action, that I wouldn't consider to be comfort watches, that are not chill slice of lives, like Flying Witch. Our main character, seen there with a broom in the photo, is trying her best to grow as a witch, and that includes leaving her hometown, going on a bit of a pilgrimage to stay with distant relatives, and to try to commune with nature better. And along the way, she hangs out with said relatives, and in fact, her sister stops by as well, and just kind of has a cozy existence. You have people in the show who are not magically inclined, who get exposed to the magic in the world around them. Most of the time, totally pleasant, occasionally a little weird. It's very fun. I would describe the whole thing as just like joyful and fun. I bring this up, and I will say it here. This is my thing when people say, oh, I've never seen it. Okay, so there's an episode where they go and they spend a bunch of time on an ancient whale that a civilization used to live on. And it rules. And then later, they have pancakes. And for some of the characters in that show, that's at the same level. That's like, both are like, yep. Yeah, I had a great day. Both those things were equally great. And that's the kind of show that Flying Witch is. It's so awesome. I highly recommend it if you've never seen it. It's very cozy. I'm slowly making my way through the manga. I don't think we'll ever get a Flying Witch 2, but it would be neat. Or Flying Witch with a subtitle. A second season, I don't imagine ever happening, but it would be cool if it did. We got a lot of Non Biyori. Like, we got a full anime adaptation of Non Biyori, and I am unbelievably satisfied with that. We got 3 seasons and a movie of Non Biyori. If you have not seen this show, it is delightful. This is a slice of life about a big city girl. She's from the big city and also big for her age, who goes and moves to a rural town, like a one classroom town where, obviously students from different ages are all together. And it's kind of through her eyes, but then also they focus on the characters that are most important, like Renge, our girl here in purple, who is just fantastic. It is just a slow-paced life. There are new characters they introduce throughout. Candy Store is my favorite character. That they just call her Candy Store because she runs the like little deli or little like corner store, but she sells candy, so she's Candy Store. That's one of my favorite characters, and she starts to learn her relationship to various other characters throughout. It's really great. Everything's interconnected. There is an ongoing bit where the 2 girls on the right there have an older brother, and he doesn't speak in the entire show. Ever. They never break that through 3 seasons. I don't always have High Dive because sometimes High Dive doesn't have new stuff that I want to watch. But anytime I find myself with High Dive, I go back and watch these shows because I have it all there. Season 3 is only on Crunchyroll, so if you want to watch the first 2 seasons and the movie, you got to go with High Dive. And I always do. I always find myself watching Non Non Biyori because it is just so comforting and chill and funny and cute. And occasionally, there's some tearjerker episodes. There were a few episodes that make you go, oh. But that's part of life, and that's part of growing up as well. So it's really great, and especially if you're looking for that rural Japanese flavor in anime that you don't see all the time these days. You get that in this. Non Non Biyori. It is just something that I enjoy watching. Much like Flying Witch, it's a comfort anime. Much like our next one, Laid Back Camp. Oh, God. So, not the last season of Laid Back Camp because it looks bad. The first season, second season, the little room camp, the little side story season, the OVA from the first season, all excellent. So great. Girls doing things, the subgenre is a favorite of mine, and this is overflowing with just such good energy. Nadeshiko doesn't know anything about camping. She's going to find out about it, and then she's going to bring in some other friends into loving that. There's a great dog, as you can see in this photo here. We've got an A+ dog. And it's just the wacky adventures of these characters. It's very silly. There is an old man narrator that sometimes gets involved in it, and that's very fun. It's just delightfully weird and great, full of fantastic characters, and as the second season, introducing some new characters that are fun. It does have the drunk authority figure role that is unfortunately in a lot of Japanese high school anime, and it's played for laughs, and I don't enjoy that part, but that's it. That's the only part that I'm like, eh. The group camping episode that is also around Christmas is one of the best episodes of modern anime, in my opinion. Santa Clangers. Also, season 2, there is an Initial D reference, and it is a very good one of those. So maybe not the last season. Your mileage may vary for me as part of enjoying, overlooking the fact that it's just painted real photos as backgrounds with very little movement in them, and I think it looks terrible. You might like it better than I do, but I don't like the third season Laid Back Camp. But the first 2 seasons, so fucking good, so great. You should check it out. So that Time I Got Reincarnated Slime is more on the action portion, and we're gonna have hey, spoiler, the other 2 I'm gonna recommend after this are also action anime. This one also has moments of levity. It does have some slice of life. And I'm not even talking about Slime Diary, which is the side series where they're a little more chibi. There's just a lot of downtime to chill and hang out in this. It is because they get a lot of episodes. There are episodes that are just let's build up our town. Oh, our town is now a city. Oh, our city is now a nation. Let's have some fun with some overpowered main characters and have a good time. And then there's action. These fools need to die. These people fucked around, and they are going to find out. When I rewatch this show, it is for elements of season 2 specifically, and most of season 1. So what happened was, they had a 2 core of season 1. They didn't really need all those episodes. And what they ended up doing is they time jumped to a small little story, which is important because it does involve some young ladies and is cool to and gentlemen, some young people that are also otherworlders from Earth that he's helping out. And it's an important little story, but then season 2 they jump back before that happens and then jump forward, and so it's kind of weird. So I usually don't watch that when I watch it. I just really watch the early episodes are my favorites because they are this little slime guy just getting more and more powerful, and then meeting cool people and then finding out what happens with that. Yes, there's some cool badassery. There are some, as I said, fuck around and find out moments with some people that are trying to mess with them in season 2 that is pretty buck wild. The fight with Clayman is cathartic as Clayman just starts to realize, oh, I fucked up. And then goes like, oh, well, I have my ultimate secret weapon. Wait, that's not working? Oh, wait, one of his underlings could have beaten me? I'm not the big bad of this show. Oh, no. And it's like, it's great. It's really fun to watch that. But there's a lot of other stuff. Also, you can see here in a little bit of the Ranga, the dire wolf that has evolved over time. That's just a good wolf. That's just a good friend. And Rimmer's a slime. He's just a slime. He's just a slime. Except when he's not just a slime and he's doing a bunch of shit. And it's very fun. I really like this show. It's got that blend, like, look, you knew that there's got to be at least one isekai that I go back to. And now there's some isekai that I like to go to moments in, which is a different conversation. There are some isekai that have just like great, like, epic battles or like complete one-sided affairs. And there are moments within the show that fall into that category. Like Overlord, I don't want to watch all of Overlord, but there are some Overlord scenes that are like, this is fucking cool. Let's watch that again. This is neat. So I do watch that on occasion. But as far as like a series I return to, maybe that's a video. Maybe that is a video of like epic moments that are better than the shows. Because I mentioned that with like Charlotte when I talked about shows that I hate watched and wished I hadn't actually finished. Charlotte does have some moments that are like pretty cool. That might be a video someday. I don't know. I could write that down. But hey, you know what? We still have more time left in this video. And we got 2 more anime to talk about that I always come back to. Like Hellsing Ultimate. I just thought this image was cool. It's not the best image for Hellsing Ultimate. Hellsing Ultimate is the OVA from the early 2010s. 2011, I want to say. And it's a fucking crazy-ass show. Goddamn. You might think to yourself, Pat, I mean, it's action, but it's like horror and occult, and that's not really your jam. That's not really your vibe. And you're right. But, oh man, it's just so good and messed up. And also, sometimes you want to watch a Halloween show, like a show with like vampires and werewolves and all that. You want to watch something like that. But also, maybe you want to watch something where Nazis get fucking murked a lot. It's pretty great for that. This show is really fucking great for that. Where it's just like crappy Christians and Nazis get murked. People fuck around and find out in this show as well. There's modicums of revenge that happen that are like pretty great. And a cool supporting cast. It's like pretty awesome. There is like, there's one of those things where it's like, oh, this character has been silently plotting for decades. Ooh, they didn't know what they were doing. Oh well, too bad. They really underestimated themselves. And it's just like, there's a guy who fucks around and finds out so hard that, like, Hellsing is just like, okay, no, all right, no, do the show me, and it just turns out this guy's got fucking nothing, and he was just like, oh, I built you up in my head that you would be more of a challenge. It's just like disappointed. It's pretty great because he's like, okay, well, yeah, you've got more than this, don't you? It's like, you don't? Damn. It's pretty awesome. I would say check it out. You don't need to know anything about Hellsing to watch the 2011 one. You can just go and enjoy it. And you know what? Honestly, I think you'll enjoy it. I think you will. And one final action series that does have cool vibes and some comedy in it, of course. I don't talk enough about this show. Hey, you know by looking at me that I'm approximately my age. But you'll certainly know my age when I tell you that one of my favorite anime of all time, which is, of course, Unk Slop, apparently, is Cowboy Bebop. I love Cowboy Bebop. I was born in 1980 and I love Cowboy Bebop. I'm an anime fan from the late 80s till today who loves Cowboy Bebop. I know. I know me. I know who I am. Sometimes I want to watch early episodes where the characters get to first interact and figure stuff out. Sometimes I want to watch some of the later or mid-season to later episodes that are like one-offs. We're just like, I don't know, I want to see this fucked up guy at the deal with the parade of animatronic robots. Ooh, didn't deal with it well. Do I want to watch the last couple episodes? Not always. Sometimes I want to watch the movie. I want to watch Knocking on Heaven's Door. Because it's rad. I don't know. It's a fucking fantastic show, and it's cool as hell. It's got style. Maybe to you, the animation doesn't hold up. 2026. I don't think it needs to hold up. I think it's great for a TV show from the 90s. I think it looks phenomenal. It is a seminal piece of animation. God damn it. And it's a comfort. I love going back to Cowboy Bebop. It is, I don't watch dubs much these days, and it's a dub that is phenomenal. It is a well-acted dub. The music, obviously, is phenomenal. Of course, it's the seatbelts, it's Yoko Kanno. It's unbelievably good music. It's just, at various times in my life, I had all three soundtracks. The third soundtrack is kind of pushing it. As far as that goes, like, really, do we need three soundtracks? But like, yeah, man, all the music rules. So that's Cowboy Bebop. Again, I don't really need to tell you that Cowboy Bebop is worth your time. If you haven't seen it, please listen to your Uncle Pat and check it out, because it's really good. It's really good. And that's my most rewatched shows. Like I said, there's a different thing about like clips or episodes or segments that I will go back to. I don't think I'm gonna I owe My Hero Academia a full rewatch now that it's done. That's, there are shows that I would like to go back and check out. I check in on the last some of the tournament stuff in Flame of Recca, because that's real good. Yu Yu Hakusho almost made this list, but Yu Yu Hakusho is so long that I'm like, you know what? I'm just not gonna watch all of that again. But Dark Tournament stuff, maybe I'll jump in. There's even some filler there. The first season of Black Clover, the first 20 or so episodes of Black Clover, I've watched a few times, certainly. DIY, Do It Yourself, I've rewatched only twice, but I might watch that again. Super Cub, I always try to rewatch, but then I realized that Super Cub is such melancholy. There's so much melancholy in Super Cub that it actually is a bit of a hard rewatch. It might be a show I never want to rewatch again. I don't know. And also, I don't love the last couple episodes. But yeah, that's my most rewatched anime, and that's this episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club. If you have ideas for future videos, I would love to hear it. I do make them every other week. I do have to eventually, every season, I know I'm going to do my live episode where I do a recap of the season that was and a preview of the season to come. I know that I do my recommendations. I talk about every isekai that is out there. Once we are done with the spring season, I know that later in this year I will do a video, because I meant to do it last year and didn't, that I did in 2024 as well, of my top 10 for the half year. I'll do that. But I always need other ideas for videos that I can do. So if you have ideas that you'd like to see me put together, and at some point there's gonna be, because it'll be in May, so we must be coming up to voting for the Crunchyroll 2026, which is then 2025 awards. Crunchyroll Anime Awards must be coming out at some point this year, so I'll have a video on that when that becomes a thing that you can vote on. Thanks so much for watching this video. Leave a comment. Let me know about the shows you rewatch. If any of my list are things that you also, I'd love to hear that. And if you have ideas for future videos, I want to hear them. Thanks so much for watching this. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.